Hello, hello, hello. This is Private Talk Podcast with Alexis Texas, back season 2 with another episode. In Private Talk today, we have the pleasure of having Sincere on the couch. Welcome. Thank you for coming on Private Talk. I'm excited to talk to you. I'm excited to have you on our couch.
Thanks for having me.
You're an entrepreneur, businessman. You've kind of been, your business is known as from promoting and things like that. How has it affected your business with COVID going on?
Oh, yeah. I mean, as far as like nightlife, everything shut down in California. So
how do you adjust to something like that? Since like, you're the biggest Hollywood promoter, you have all these big parties going on, and LA is like the #1 place that's shut down. They don't want to let us live.
Shit. I mean, I can curse, right?
Yes, you can say whatever you want. It's Private Talk. We can get as private as you want, baby.
Yeah, so for me, I was in a unique position when COVID first hit. From some of the other promoters I work with, I had a lot of cash. So after I caught COVID, I was sick as hell. Like in March, I was like borderline, like I was gonna die. I felt like I had a chance to put things back into perspective, and then there was like a glimmer of hope where I thought they was gonna open the clubs back up, and they didn't. And then unfortunately, the George Floyd thing happened, and I was a loud voice at the time, putting together marches and bike rides with my boy Carver.
It's amazing.
And I just remembered like reading a book that Dr. Claude Anderson wrote, it's called Powernomics, just about how to really transform Black people and where we are in society. And I just stepped away from doing all the posts on my Instagram, and I started to just buy business, buy back the block. I bought a restaurant, I bought a smoke shop, and a friend of mine gave me the honor of being able to invest in his cannabis business. And that's really what kept me, cash ready and being able to sustain throughout this thing. But
are they all here locally in LA?
Everything is in LA. The restaurant's called Chicago's. It's on Magnolia, right in the heart of like the arts district.
So you opened up all these things during COVID.
Well, the restaurant not open, but I purchased them.
Okay.
So, but the smoke shop is open. I bought it. It was already open. The restaurant actually was too, but I wanted to shut it down and revamp it. So now we just going back and forth with the city right now about the best time to open it.
So before, obviously you're an entrepreneur, and did you have these aspirations of being a restaurant owner, a smoke shop thing, or is it something that you just kind of fit into place with what was going on in the world and society?
Well, the first investment I made was a place called World on Wheels. I did it, me, myself, Nipsey Hussle, BK Rube from Brooklyn, close ties with Diddy. We decided to do that. That was a thing we wanted to do as Black men and put back skating in mid-city. Los Angeles is like a big skate place. People love to skate here.
It's like a nostalgia thing. Like when you're a kid on the skates,
exactly.
Bringing it back.
So I already thought in that way, but COVID forced me to
shift gears a little bit.
Put my foot on the gas. I had another restaurant too, small restaurant called The Fish Stop, which is still open right now. So it was something that I was already doing.
So you knew how to do it. It wasn't something you were doing completely from scratch.
Nah, the smoke shop, yeah. That's like a whole new thing I'm learning.
Are you a smoker?
Nah, I don't smoke. Yeah, I don't smoke weed or cigarettes or nothing. So I definitely had to, even with the cannabis business, I had to learn all these different strands.
That's a great business to learn, especially in times like this.
Sure.
It's like that's the one thing that it's never gonna go away. In hard times of COVID and everything, people are smoking and drinking like crazy.
Yeah. Whether you're happy or sad, you're going to smoke and drink,
For sure.
It's good.
So how did you actually start in the entertainment nightlife? You came from Chicago, and how did you get your start in LA?
I mean...
Were you already doing this currently in Chicago?
Nah. So I came to California. I sing and do music and write. So that's how I came to
I know you
Los
can rap
Angeles.
and sing.
I started like that. Trying to, the dream, I'm going to go to Hollywood and I'm going to be the next Jay-Z or whatever.
And there's not that many people that do both.
Right. So I was one of the first guys doing that, before Drake even became successful with doing it. And that was my thing, but it wasn't making me no money, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a hustler, so I had an opportunity to, it's weird because I was like just showing up to this guy's party and bringing girls and not getting paid because I literally didn't have nowhere to live. And I would like invite girls to come hang out. I knew if I got the right girl, you know, saucy enough, I could go home with her, at least have a place to sleep for that night and get a shower in. And, you know, I was living out my car. So that was like the plan I had. Like, I'm going to invite 20 girls. One of them going to let me go home with them. So I had a lot of dud nights, but, you know, most of the time I was able to execute my plan. And then, he presented me the opportunity, like, yo, I'll pay you to bring girls. Like, you know, a lot of girls. I'm like.
Was he already a promoter?
He was already a promoter. I met him through the guy came out here with Hitmaker. He was an artist at the time. He had a big song out. And I used to kind of like play, you know, management, middleman for him and people when they wanted to talk to him. You know, he's a big celebrity at the time. And I had all these numbers of people, girls, different other celebrities, promoters who would want to book him to do club hostings.
You had the Rolodex that everybody wanted.
I had the Rolodex. So I had already knew this guy. And like I say, I would just show up and hang out at his table with a bunch of girls. And he like, I pay you $10 per girl you bring to the club. And that's how I got into doing parties.
That's cool. I feel like it's one of those things you kind of like, it's just, you got to know game. And if you see it in front of you, like you said, if it was because at the time you were living in your car and if one of 20 was going to let you in and be whatever, then that was your game. And then you're like, okay, now $10 a head means this. And now we're going to equate it to this whole bigger thing. For sure. And then like LA is like, it's so like people are like, it's so big, but small. It's like everybody is in the same circles. One, you know, it's 2 degrees of separation of like knowing what is all going on.
Facts.
So how was your experience on Love and Hip Hop?
It was all right. I think, you know, for where I was in my life at the time, it made sense. I wasn't looking to be on TV or nothing, but it just kind of happened organically through my relationship with Mona Scott Young. I knew her just from doing parties and stuff, and she, her and Nicki Minaj had this like little wine, mixed Moscato, this little wine.
Oh, I remember when that came out.
We would do little events and have Nicki and Mona would call me to help out with little events and stuff. And then when Love and Hip Hop came to Hollywood, because it already, I think, was in Atlanta and New York prior. When they came to Hollywood, my name just kept coming up in the circles with some of the people they were interviewing about being on there. And Mona's like, oh, you know, I know Sincere, I'm going to give him a call. And, you know, that's how I ended up.
So it's one of those things, like you said, you didn't really want to be on TV, but it's like you're already doing
I had never thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, from that perspective, you know what I mean? Like, I came to LA to be a musician. And at some point I was like, man, fuck this music. I'm tired of like the struggling artist. I just want to make money. I didn't care about being famous or none of that. And the weird thing is, that's when you got a calling, once you destined for something, it just show up for you. And I became like lit as a fucking promoter. Like I didn't even know that was a thing until I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'm one of the, I mean, outside of like Don King or some who promoted boxing and shit back in the day, but I'm one of the first people that made being a promoter like some cool shit, some fly shit. I'm pulling up in Rolls Royces, Maybach, my cars. I'm showing these guys like you could make money from doing parties if you do it the right way. And I had never really seen anybody do it the way I did it. And, you know, I started putting out like a vlog series of parties and celebrities and getting cosigns from Rihanna to these people. And I transformed myself into a celebrity in Hollywood amongst the people that frequent the nightlife scene. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was a vibe for me. Do
you feel like it's kind of made your friendships in LA even more tight-knit? Or do you feel like that, you know, having the show?
Well, I mean, with who? With like the TV show?
Yeah.
Did it make my friendships more tight-knit?
Mm-hmm. Or did you lose friendships because of the show and people wanting to be maybe friends with you that were just trying to get limelight kind of thing? Or was it just a situation?
Nah, I mean, I knew everybody.
Because LA is kind of funny sometimes. Yeah, you know, you already know the people. It's not like you know, the show made you friends with these people. You already know the same circles. But it's like, did it help your relationships or make it worse with being on a show, being so televised?
I think I managed to maintain a certain level of dignity on the show. So, nah, I wouldn't say. I mean, it made me more famous. Obviously, like walking the streets, people want to take pictures and stuff like that. But I wouldn't necessarily say like it had a real impact. I mean, maybe girls probably want to fuck me more. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of girls sliding in your DMs, Sincere.
Yeah, I mean,
now they're hitting you up to see where they can stay when they're sleeping in their car.
Nah, facts. You know, shit.
How the roles have reversed.
Or just, I think, like when I was a kid, you know, people was like, something about this guy. I already had that thing, whatever that it factor is. So it was like.
And you're saying early on as a kid.
Early on, for sure. People just knew I was different. Like,
it's fascinating how that really plays a part, because it's like, even though, like you said that time, you didn't know that promoting would make you be not necessarily your thing that makes you who you are,
right?
But maybe where people knew who you were.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, and it just kind of like happens where it's like, now your name is in everybody's mouth. They're like, what are you gonna do? Now you're an entrepreneur. Now you're like, it's like you're leveling up every year.
100%.
Like,
yeah. I think cool. For me, it was like people knew something. And then when that happened, it's like, all right, now he got to take it to the next level. So I think, you know, for me, my level of success, I haven't peaked at all. Like I'm like just at the surface right now. So I'm definitely like, I'm still young, I'm 32. So I got a long time. I've been lit for 10 plus years.
Is there something that's like kind of like teetering around that you're like, that you want to do, that you could see like what's your next like thing going on? Like you have the restaurants, you have the smoke shop, you have cannabis, but those don't really seem like your passion. It seems like more just investment.
Yeah, those business moves.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's like, is there something that you have always wanted to do that you probably just haven't done?
Well, obviously music, right? I do that too, right? I put out music at a rate, the pace that I want to, and I'm not really necessarily trying to be Drake, you know, but I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about entertainment as a whole. So even like during COVID, I wrote 2 scripts. 2 TV shows and 1 movie, like completed them. I'm talking about taught myself literally how to write. And you've never
done that before?
I had never done it before. I just had these ideas in my head. You know, so I wrote out like one Made in Hollywood is about me. You know, start off, I'm like living in my car, and then I become this promoter. It's like comedy, like dramedy, like a Black Entourage type show. And then I kind of like compiled just stories from girls that I would, you know, a lot of girls, they get into this life and they're doing prostitution or porn or whatever it is. And I wrote a TV show about, it's one girl, but it's multiple girl stories in this one girl. And she likes, you know, grows up in the Bay Area during a recession, and she has to figure out a way to make money. So she starts off doing prostitution, but then she, you know, goes to porn, and then she's like back to stripping, and then she ends up being a pimp herself in Vegas and making all this money and like learning how to play poker and like just a crazy thing. So yeah, man, you know, just. Has your
scripts been picked up?
Nah, I haven't even. So I'm probably going more than likely fund it myself.
Okay.
So I haven't really been looking for like a show or like a network or something to pick it up. I'm just interested in directing it. And
that's cool. I mean, it seems like an interesting concept, you know, to say the least. It's one of those things that people want to know about, not only the nightlife, but like the adult entertainment of any sorts, and what, you know, what moves and what ticks and what happens if it's the evolution of all these stories being together and happening. So it's like,
I just think a lot of the stories are told wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when it comes to like sex workers too, or even like the aspect of like whenever I see like a pimp movie, it's like this majestic guy who's able to trick these women into, and it's like, nah, it's
talk
women out here.
Smooth, talk real slick.
Yeah, but it's like it's women out here that they want to do their own thing too. It ain't about, they just want to get some money, and I think it's,
and they just don't know how. So it's like they like need that person glorified.
Nah. So I don't think it's so my show in particular not about a guy. You know what I'm saying? I think the girl thinks she needs a guy, but ultimately she don't. And that's how she ends up becoming very successful on her own without a guy. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I you know, I don't want, like, because women have the right to choose what they want to do too. So it's more for me like she's empowered to do this, or she feels as if she is, right? And it's more that than like you know, her even needing to do it, because at some point she becomes very successful and financially, and she like, nah, this is just what I do. This is just what I do.
Well, if you ever need any notes, you know, I'm
really
good in my business. So, you know, I'm like, it's like the living a life and somewhat a level of what it is, because it's like I wasn't empowered by the money. I was empowered by what it gave me. And I didn't know what that was at the time, but it was what my sexuality and my sensuality of who I was becoming as a woman. I was 21 when I first started. So it was like, I was young, dumb, and full of cum, but I didn't really know what that really was aspiring to be and what that was going to become. So it's like, for me, it's always treated as a business. And I always, it was just something that I enjoyed doing.
Are you really from Texas?
I am from the San Antonio area.
And did you have a traditional upbringing or?
I did. I mean, yeah, for the most part.
Your mom and dad were together?
Until I was the age of 9, and then they got divorced and remarried. But for the most part, yeah, I mean, there was nothing traumatic that went on. It was, I was in my military family. I was raised, it was middle class. I was raised with everything.
And you just made a decision,
I made a decision. I was always a sexual person. And so for me, sex is how I expressed myself. And so for me, I wanted to do it in a controlled environment that it was safe for me to express myself how I wanted to. And again, like I'm saying, when I did it in the first, I didn't know what me wanting to express myself was, but I knew that there was a higher meaning to what that all became. And that's why Alexis Texas kind of grew into what I am now. But
see, that's a story, right? Because I think the problem is in anything in society, right? It's the narratives that's created around something. So from the beginning of sex work, there's this there's
a stigma of I must have been molested. Someone took advantage of me. Someone told me something. Yeah, and
but that's not your story at all. No. And it's a lot of women, that's not their story.
Facts. And that's why I think what your concept that you have is really good. And the following thing is because everyone wants to, what I don't like is the portrayal of, and exactly why I do my show is people think I'm only one lane. I'm only this, that, or whatever. Or they can have their own conception about me about a lot of things. But for me, this is about a way to show the dimensions of what it really is.
100%.
And I feel like people give porn, the ones that I've done documentaries or these series and all these things, have been in a really negative way when I never had that issue for myself personally. Not saying that no one ever has, and not saying that these people are lying, but they over embellish certain situations that make it just look awful.
100%.
And you know what I mean? And even I was seeing some kind of stupid meme like that. Someone put on this TikTok thing about why porn ruins relationships, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, that's your opinion, but that doesn't mean that makes it fact and factual for everyone. You can try to tell everyone that it is, but that doesn't mean that's still right. So I like the fact on the other angle of this is more empowering because that's what it's done for me in my life. It's only empowered me more to open more doors and business ventures that I would never have been able to have the capacity to do. Maybe or not, but without having my name and my brand of where it's at.
100%. And now you could use that name and brand and do anything. You want to sell clothes, you want to sell makeup, you could do that shit. And I'm not here to try to be an advocate for women to use their bodies to make money by any means. But there is a degree of empowerment that comes with that. And I think, the same way we want women to have a right of choice to have a child, they should be able to use their body to make money if they want to.
1,000%. I feel and that's why for me also with the whole stigma of it, it's okay for a man to do it, but it's not okay for a woman to do it. And take just the porn star, people as well.
You think it's okay
porn
for
star
a
men get more praise than porn star women. Most men are oh my God, you're the MVP, you're this or whatever. But me, oh, you're troubled, honey. You need this, you need that. I'm no, the fuck I don't.
Right, because what happened to the guy?
I'm actually cooler than that motherfucker. Yeah. Thank you very much. But
what happened to the guy that make him want to do it? We never investigate that.
No, and that's why, and even within sex and in regular relationships, it's it's okay if guys could fuck every girl every day of the week, but if a girl does it, she's a hoe, she's a whore. You don't want to be with her.
100%.
So it's that stigma of for me, it's just about education. You can still have your own mindset
I disagree with that. I feel like if a woman sleeps with a lot of men, she just want to sleep with a lot of men. You know what I'm saying?
That's why young, dumb, and full of cum with me. I was in my 20s. I probably would have slept with a lot of men, but in porn, it's a small knit type of people. I fucked everybody the same 15, 20 people. You know what I mean? But I did over 400 movies, yes. But I didn't go out there and fuck everyone. I was fucking 12 to 15 people.
Yeah. And
so for me, that was the safest movies, for me.
That's not even a lot, cause shit.
I mean, it is a lot.
No. I'm just well. If you saying the 20 people, right? Yeah. But then I'm saying you if you were married in 2 years, you'd have fucked 400 times. So it's all right. It's in the retrospect, everything is not a lot of fucking. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
And you made a living doing it. So
facts. I have no regrets. I like it.
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
You still do porn or you?
I don't. I have an OnlyFans that I do solo stuff and custom videos and things like that, but I don't shoot movies anymore. It's been about 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't anymore. But for me, again, I don't have anything bad to say about it. It's only done good things for me. I definitely have much love for the adult industry, and just because, I mean, even with you being in the nightlife, it's not that you're in the adult, but it's like it's kind of the same field, but not in a sense.
Yeah, it's entertainment
For sure, you know what I mean. So it's like it's you see the parallels of each other. So so the similarities so much nowadays, especially moving to LA. It's just different.
In the nightlife scene, it's a lot of women sleeping with a lot of men for nothing.
See, and that's the thing is like I would get the people that would be like, okay, I'd be in a nightclub and I'm at a table, and it'd be the bottle girls being the most promiscuous one, or sometimes just the people who are coming to think, but I'm a whore because I did porn. Well, yes, I did do porn, but yes, I did.
You think people still think like that?
Yes, I do, 1,010%. I've had girls say that to me, and most times after they speak to me, it's a different, situation, because I don't look at anybody any different than me. Like, I don't think I'm better than them for doing the choices I did, and vice versa. If you talk to me like a human, I'll fuck with you like a human. But if you disrespect me, then I'm gonna disrespect you too. Yeah. Now, at the end of the day, when you hear the comments when they're in the bathroom and they're talking shit about you when you're at the same table, you can only wonder that it's the same thing.
I don't, maybe I'm in a bubble, but I don't think people even. Especially now, like shit, Eric, all the girls doing OnlyFans. Well, at the same time, it's like, what's the difference? I mean,
but that's the thing is, like, now it's supposed to be okay because they're all doing it. But when I was doing it wasn't okay because I've been doing OnlyFans for way longer than the pandemic happened. You know what I mean? I was doing it way before that, and I feel like now we're supposed to be homies, which I never had a problem not to be homies. But it's like now you see that we're still the same people. Yes. And that's kind of like why it's all about communicating, talking about it. Like, there was no reason before that you make your money, girl. That you're not taking away from me,
right?
Or guys. Everyone's doing a fucking OnlyFans. Do you have an OnlyFans?
Nah, I don't have an OnlyFans.
Not even a BTS of your parties. I'm sure crazy things happen at your parties.
Nah, I mean, part of the reason people want to come to my party is for the level of discreetness. Yeah, like being able to, the things I do show are just moments of. Like good times.
Like the highlight reel.
Yeah, just like.
So is there anything, I know you like discreetness, but is there anything craziest story you've ever seen in one of your parties? No names need to be included.
Nah.
Just story time.
I think I've seen a lot of crazy shit, so I mean.
I'm sure you could go down the whole pages of things.
Yeah. I mean, crazy like how? Like excitement or like some weird,
let's do crazy excitement and then crazy like, wow, that was fucked up.
Shit. I mean, I probably have myself some of the most like talked about moments in the nightclub. Like I fucking on my 25th birthday, I threw a party with P. Diddy. And at Supper Club, it was like just a zoo in there, like crazy. Yeah, it was just like crazy, wow, like people on top of people. And I fucking you remember Supper Club? The girls used to come out the ceiling. Like I came out this fucking. ceiling.
You were on the little fucking.
Yeah, like
you were like Peter Pan to your fucking.
That shit was
table.
crazy. I was in like a cage. I had like a fucking Zorro mask on, nigga, like with a big ass bottle of champagne the size of a small child, nigga.
And they were like, it's your birthday.
Like coming down, like, welcome to the show. Everybody like, oh, this nigga's great. Like, so yeah, that's probably like.
Was that your idea to come down, swing from the chandeliers?
Yeah, I was like, man, I gotta do something crazy. Supper Club ceilings like 50 feet high. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I gotta do some crazy shit. Like it's my 25th birthday, and I said, like Diddy, like it's my idol, And then I became friends with him, and I'm like, I gotta get this guy to do my birthday, but we didn't really have a budget like to pay him, so I got him for this crazy price, and I'm like, I gotta do something epic, like I want to just be iconic, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, fuck it, I gotta come out the sky,
The wow factor.
Yeah, I mean, I've done crazy shit, man. Like even I invented this shit called the walk up, nigga, where it's like I have like 100 girls, beautiful girls, meet me at my house, and then I just like walk up to the door with them. And like no one was doing that, guys would stand outside and wait for girls to show up, and she's with me.
And most times, it's like the guy to girl ratio is not really good.
It'd be a movie though. That's the vibe though.
But that's
girls like girls.
But besides yourself, like you not doing it. Like other guys would be like with all their homies.
Oh yeah. Nah.
Whatever.
It'd be me, one security, and 90 women. You know what I'm saying?
Hot.
Like, and I'm walking up with a trail. You feel me? Like.
So how did you get this idea to do that? Or you're just like out of the box. Just
well,
like,
I'm sincere show. You know what I mean? So, you know, my thing is like a grand entrance and an even grander exit. You know what I'm saying? That's how I imagine myself, like creating moments more so than like just being. That's why we talking, right? Because I made a decision. Something clicked in my mind, like, oh, I got to transform the culture. You know, when I first came to Hollywood, it was still like top 40 type niche little clubs. You know, Leonardo DiCaprio is here, and then they're like playing fucking Katy Perry all night, like, and I'm like.
Not a vibe.
Nah, like I'm from Chicago, you know, so I'm like, nah. I'm like, y'all not playing no Jeezy here? I'm like, I couldn't. How the fuck are y'all not playing Young Jeezy? I didn't even understand that. And then I would go to like hip hop nights, and it's not like this. Not a fucking hip hop night. What's going on here? So I was like, nah, we gotta.
The nights used to be the best.
But before that, there was a Greystone on Sunday. There was a Guys and Dolls on Sunday. And it was the same guys that did that. And they did hip hop, but it was still like fucking Wale albums playing, which I love Wale as a musician, but it wasn't trap music yet. It wasn't the Migos. It wasn't. So when I started throwing parties, I was like, nah, like I want the trap. Like, and I feel like I was instrumental in getting hip hop to being number one now, because Hollywood wasn't. It was like, that's ratchet. Like, we're not, those are the rat. And I'm, no. This is Rihanna's here. J-Lo's here.
That's what people want to hear. People want to like get down with that.
And I made it a show, like every night. I don't know if you had the time to like look at one of my vlogs, but I bring you inside the party. It's literally like, I'm on the mic, it's a DJ, and it's like a circus going on. And
I love that.
I'm like I don't drink, so I could see everything. I'm standing on the highest point. And like, I see you, Alexis Texas is in the fucking yo, give her a shot right now. I'm literally, it's a vibe. It's a everybody's party when you interacting. Walk in. Yeah. It's all like happening. It's not just like you're in your own little space, and like I'm putting everybody in the same space, you know. So now one of the wildest shit I ever seen, like, I mean,
I want the truth.
We want the truth, Sincere. Don't just tell us
some of the more wild shit don't really be like in the club. It's after the club.
The after party.
Yeah, it's like
the after party.
It's like, let's go to, and really a lot of time, because I've seen so much shit. What make it wild is who will be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking Bob Saget or something doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you like, what the fuck is he's doing a line? Like, and I'm not saying
Mr.
Bob
Tanner.
Saget. Bob Saget never did a line in my party. Okay,
you're just giving an example.
I'm just saying, but it'd be like, nigga, is that Bob Saget in the fucking corner?
It's just like the almost extreme thing, and you're like, what?
But it's like from people you wouldn't expect to see that from, because Hollywood paints a picture of who they want to look a certain way. And then it'd be like wild shit going on.
It's crazy. Like, that's how I went. So with dancing, I feature danced everywhere. And like all these clubs wouldn't like my playlist because it was all hip hop.
Yeah.
And it was all like, everybody would love it. So when I would go there, they would first be like, oh, you can't do that. And then it'd be like some country. And I'm like, I'm not dancing that.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm not
Sweet
like,
Home Alabama?
I can't
like,
shake.
Nah.
I like that at other time and place, but I can't shake my ass to it. Like, and so I'm performing. So if you want to see me, this is what I'm doing. Yeah. So I just set that tone, and like I kind of changed it for the strip club as far as feature girls, is because they like were like, oh, they let you do that. I'm like, let me. I'm gonna do it. So what would happen would be like I would start on say a Thursday, and by like Saturday night, all the fucking house girls would hate me because they're like, how do you get all the good music? And I'm like, just enjoy it while we can, girls. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? But it'd be like you could see even the clientele it was a vibe. It was night and day from when they were hearing like the whole other shine, and then you're like, oh, this is what we're doing.
Facts.
And it's like,
now I'm doing an experiment right now. So I create a lot of content, and I just want to see how much influence I got. So I started I'm integrating like rock music in my shit.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
But like, is it a twist up,
nah,
or is
nigga,
it just rock?
No, it's just fucking Phil Collins.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's just
in the air.
You feel me?
I've been in many strip clubs with it in there.
Yeah,
and
like
I
want to see.
If you can know how to do it right. My other thing is too. It's like, don't twerk to songs that don't need to be twerked to.
Nah, facts.
Be like,
facts.
Phil Collins has to be I'm like saying, a vibe where you're like feeling the.
I just want to I want to bring like everything together, like. Cause like there's a lot of segregation throughout the world, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like especially
and music is the way I feel like to heal
everything
that.
You could bring it together, and I see like places like Coachella doing things, you know, and I want to be more like that. Like I want to be able to like even the girl who not traditionally listening to fucking Cardi B, like I want her to feel safe in that environment, in that space with like, cause we all the same people, you know. Mm-hmm. So I want to like. All right, let me do some hood shit, but like we playing Maroon 5 the whole time. You see what I'm saying?
I like it.
And see how we can like, cause we like rock music too, but it's just about.
But it's also too, again, like the environment. And what you do is you set that ambience for them.
Exactly.
So it's like if you're giving them all these tools, then it's just like plug and play at that point.
I'm gonna create.
Like
I'm gonna create
that whole thing where it's just.
And I'm gonna let them. I'm gonna make it. You'll see.
So how did you come up? What is the nickname, like Sincere? How did that come about? What does it mean?
Oh, Sincere. My mom named me Sincere. So when I was a small child, before I was born, the story is she wanted to name me Sincere, but my uncle was murdered while she was pregnant with me. So I got his name. My grandmother gave me his name. My real name is Vincent. So even since every job I worked, my name tag would say Sincere. Like that's just been my name.
That's who you are.
The show was like. This group that me and this guy was in, we was like, let's just call ourselves The Show. And I kind of like wasn't using that name. And I remember I did a big thing on Twitter. This is when Twitter was popping. I'm like, I'm changing my name. It's going to be huge. And I started to realize like, because my name was Sincere Music on like MySpace and all that shit back then. And I was like, man, I'm bigger than music. Like I'm a walking show. So I took the group name and I just made myself Sincere Show. Cause I do more than what I do so much, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I feel like what I'm doing is more of a show, and it's not just about music. So that's why I changed my name.
I like it. I feel like it's
and then King Show, cause everybody call me King Show, is like it came when I was doing Supper Club. I used to like wear crowns and shit. Okay. I just listen, create compelling spectacles. If you want to stand out, you know what I'm saying? You got to think about what you're doing too. Like people just live their life like, I want to be an actress. I'm like, well, how do you get there? Like, so me, I literally will like plan to do something to have an impact in that moment. You see what I'm saying? That's the show part of me. Like,
and it's just all off like you doing the crowns, this all that stuff. It's just all you 100%. No one's like,
nah, I don't have like a team of scientists like fucking Kanye. Well, today you're gonna. You and Kim.
You never know. You know what I mean?
Nah.
These days, it's either influenced by people that you surround yourself with, or you're like, you know, you talk to your friends, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna wear this shit and make it look hot.
I bounce ideas. Like my sister, my publicist, Echo Haddix. I called her today because I was coming here, and I just wanted her to know.
She's like, run, and don't do it.
No. She was like, nah, that's dope. You know, because I mean, I wasn't familiar with your work, but she was. So I'm like, because I asked Frenchie, I was like, she do porn or something? And he was like, yeah. So I
like
heard
how your octave changed. She does what?
Yeah, because I didn't, you know,
Why
I'm
are you
like,
asking me?
I don't want to, you know, obviously I didn't know what to get it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let me, you know, but she knew who you was, and I guess she had seen some of the, and she's like, nah, it's gonna be okay. But what I told her today is like, and that's what I mean about planning stuff. Like I have amazing pictures of myself with like beautiful women and on islands and yachts. Like most of my pictures look just very wealthy, like planned. I'm always like, if I'm going on a trip or something, I'm already spending a lot of money anyway. I might as well make it. So like what I have on now, like you would never see me in a picture like with this on. Like it's gonna be a fucking Versace shirt with some Cartier.
I see you couldn't dress up for me, Sincere. I see.
Nah.
Okay.
I honestly I wanted to be comfortable, you know. And
it's a private conversation. It's a private talk.
Yeah. I just wanted to be relaxed. But I'm saying like I told her today like, yo, I want to like, you know how you Google shit on the internet like big booty bitches or whatever, right? Like certain shit will come up. So I want to like put my pictures on the internet. So like if people Google certain things, like private jet or something, like I'm on a private jet. Like I just
Top
want my
trend,
pictures.
like the trending top.
Yeah,
like,
I just want my pictures in the world when it comes champagne bottles and it's me like holding a big ass baby bottle. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I just want to like put more content out there for people because I mean the legacy, the imprint is like a fingerprint, you know, like you're gonna leave on this planet like it's only one sincere show. So I want to like now I'm actually like about to max out on content and creativity. And
at this point it's like, why not? You
Yeah.
have nothing but to do. You know, you've definitely successful here in LA and you're doing all these like great things that it's like, why not push it to all of them? Like give it to everyone.
Yeah, I want to just be a meme, like a never ending meme. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what do you think is your biggest party you've done yet?
I got a few, but there's one party me and Meek Mill did. Grammys. We do Grammy weekend. Me and Meek, we've done it like four times. Cause he been in jail once or twice when we was planning on doing something. But the first one we did was legendary. I'm talking like I had fucking lions there, camels. Like we did it at this place in Bel Air, and it was literally like I had fucking any celebrity you could think of was there if they was alive. Like they were there. Everybody.
It was a party to be at.
It was just like motherfuckers hanging off shit. I don't even know how to explain. You could Google it. Like fucking TMZ interviewed me the next morning. Like this was the greatest party on earth. Like it was
and
just.
You don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't do anything. So how do you like?
I'm working though.
But how do you maintain like your sanity and when all these crazy things are happening at such a like epic event?
Short. You gotta be short with people. Even yesterday, I threw a pool party. We follow the guidelines of COVID. You know, a few people. And everybody want to talk to me for an hour by themselves. Like it's like 300 people here. I'm gonna talk to everybody for 1 hour.
Facts.
So you got to be quick with people. You know, you got to learn how to be. Man, good to see you. Oh man, sincere. Give me a second. You feel me? It's
You know when to like.
Yeah,
stop.
you gotta. This one guy did catch me yesterday for like 10 minutes. It was dreadful. Like he wasn't even talking about nothing. I'm just standing there like, how do I get out of this? Like he was like aggressive, a little. I'm just like, you know what I'm gonna do too? I'm gonna start like filming moments like that, and I'm gonna just do a voiceover. Like, how the fuck do I get out of this? Like,
when are you going to be finished talking about yourself?
Like, you're talking about property you own and shit.
I'm sure right now it's probably even worse because most people aren't really getting out that much, and then when they do, they're like, "Oh my god, it's a person." Let me talk to you.
They need to get on fucking Clubhouse or something. They could talk all day on that motherfucker if they want.
Talking about Clubhouse, Frenchie told me about your alter ego, Skinny.
Skinny.
Can you tell us about Skinny?
Man, Skinny, man. Me and actually I'm gonna do it today too. Me and the gang, we got we do prank calls on people.
Oh, I love it.
So the other day, like me, gang, fucking Chris Brown, like we just like doing prank calls on people. And the first prank call I did, I came up with this character, Michael Moore. Hey, how you doing? I work for the CDC. This is Michael Moore. And it's like this old black dude who like telling people, I'm calling people like, yeah, Dr. Fauci, I work for Dr. Fauci. And we got the result back and you got COVID. No, you got a rare strand of COVID. Now, look, I'm just doing my job, man. You know, it's like he's over just, you know, and
these people, I'm sure, are just eating it up and
they
being
think they like,
real.
What's going on? Like, you know, we pranking somebody's mom who just got fucking tested for COVID, and then we'll laugh at the end like, you're pranked, whatever. So they was like, this one girl came up with this dope ass one like, I'm gonna call my dad and tell him that I was working for a pimp and I owe him money. In order for he's gonna keep me until my dad pays him. So her dad like the DVD man who sells DVDs in like Boston somewhere, and she called him and I'm like, motherfucker, it's Skinny. Bitch, I got your bitch. your motherfucking daughter owe me money, and like I'm just going on this crazy, and he's like, I'm trying to like.
How do you keep your composure?
Oh well, I'll mute the phone because I'm laughing, like I'm trying to like do something so outlandish that he knows it's not real, and they just don't know. Like some people, that's just how they are. And I, like that shit. Let me see how like people be looking at the news and believing certain shit that ain't like, because this dude, he's literally like. No, that's my daughter. I'ma kill you. I'm like, motherfucker, it's Skinny. I'm literally singing, and he's like singing my name. He's like, I don't care about no goddamn Skinny. You singing, motherfucker, my daughter. And it's just hilarious. Like people, that character, like people been losing their mind about this guy, like to the point where like niggas talking about writing fucking movies about this guy.
I like Skinny.
Yeah, Skinny's crazy, man. This guy's crazy.
Sounds like you got something going there.
Yeah, I mean that's when we was saying earlier about just like what I want to do and stuff. Like I definitely think acting is. I acted in one movie before. I played like a Muslim in prison.
What's the movie so we can go watch?
I can't even fucking remember. My mom.
Damn it.
Actually, I know it. My mom called me. And she was watching it, and I forgot I was in it. And she's like, "Your sister saw you in this movie," and
she's like, "Why didn't you tell me?"
Yeah, it's like on Netflix or some shit. And I'm like, I fucking forgot I did that movie. That was like 2015, and it's something, but it's like a pastor. He goes to jail for like a murder or something, and I'm like this Muslim dude who's like trying to convert the inmates to Islam, because you know a lot of black dudes become Muslim when they go to jail, and I'm basically antagonizing the pastor, like, oh, these pastors supposed to be, you know, benevolent, but this motherfucker in jail with us, you know what I'm saying? Come to the Muslim side of the, you know, the fucking faith. So
how did you even get that role if you've never acted?
This dude, man, I can't even remember his fucking name, but right after I was on Love and Hip Hop, he reached out to me and was like, because I am Muslim. He was like, man, I'm writing this movie. I think you'll be perfect for this role. It was like 2 days worth of shooting for the little scenes I had. And I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? And he never seen me act or nothing before, but I killed the role though.
That's dope. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of sometimes how things kind of fall into your lap, and maybe that's what you're supposed to be doing. I was in a Netflix movie called Bloodlust Zombies.
Bloodlust Zombies?
Bloodlust Zombies. I was the only person, I think, other than one person that stayed alive.
Wow.
I screamed really great. You know, there was blood everywhere.
Right.
There was an axe. It was fun, but at that time, like, they wanted me because of my name.
Hey, let me ask you something.
It was actually really fun.
Why, like, when you do watch a movie type porn, like HBO and shit, why the acting be so fucking cheesy?
I couldn't tell you because I don't really like do the production. I don't do any of that stuff. But it is cheesy. It was like
is it intentional?
Like a Cinemax kind of thing. I just think it's bad acting, to be quite honest.
Okay.
Like, because I don't know. I feel like there's like that's probably gonna get in trouble like saying that, but it's like D-list type of people like that aren't even like whatever that are like.
So there's an A-list in porn.
No, not even with porn, because some of them aren't like in like cinematic movies.
But is there an A-list in porn?
I would say so. Yeah.
Do you think? Right now, today, with the current landscape of like sex work and fucking OnlyFans and like there's still an A-list?
I mean, I come from a realm where it's like the world of like when porn star meant something. Right. Now any
like
person,
when video vixen meant something.
Yeah, like the thing is like for me the word porn star is like a big accomplishment, and I think that everyone now just thinks they're a porn star. Well, they're in porn, but you're not a porn star. There's
so
stars.
What makes a star? What makes it big contracts?
I mean, not only for contracts. I had one contract in my whole career, but I feel like it's like your star of power. The same like how you had that it factor. Like some girls just have it or you don't. And in a group of like a year time frame of new girls coming in, there's about maybe 1 to 2 of them that really stand out within that whole thing, because a lot of girls, it's like a dime a dozen. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure you deal with the same type of girls in LA. They all typically look the same. So unless you stand out or you're doing something that most people aren't, you're not really like, they're just not, you can't teach star power. You either have or you
Facts.
don't.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's like some people, I didn't even know with me is I like people when I first came in the scene, like I looked different than a lot of people, but people were like, how do you have it? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just showing up and fucking just like everybody else. Like you don't really know.
But you got personality though.
True, but in the movies, it doesn't really like they're
it's
not
energy.
asking.
It's energy though.
Yes,
It's
I agree.
energy,
I think it's
yeah.
all, and it's also back to the point where it's like people wanting to rebook you because you do have that personality, or
Yeah.
you do want, you're fun to be around, because it could be anybody, you know. And I'm sure that's the same thing with you, like booking parties. I'm sure there's somebody that you probably book more parties with because it's
For
easy
sure.
to deal with, and there's other people that you're like,
nah, 100%.
probably not. I'm gonna pass on this party because you're fucking a nightmare to deal with.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, like certain artists, like Yo Gotti, whether he got a song out or not, I always pay this guy because he's professional. He comes, does more than the baby. He's another guy who, whether he's popping or not, he could get money from me. And then there's some of these guys, they don't understand like what goes up comes down. But me, I'm a constant in the space if I choose to be. If I could do parties another 10 years and till I'm 40, and I'm still gonna be able to pay people, so I'm still gonna be able to make money. And they don't understand that a lot of these young guys, they get arrogant, they think they this or that, they don't act like they're not supposed to get to know you or treat you like a human. Like, nah, bruh, like I'm me.
I see that on my level to me, so I could only imagine on your level dealing with them actually and like working with them. Like for me, they're just like, that'll be some 20-something year old, I'll be like, oh, I've seen you watch your porn, like fuck, let's fuck. No, it doesn't work that way, homie. I'm sorry to tell you, you're never gonna fuck me.
It's levels.
Sorry, you ruined any chance of that. Is there somebody that you refuse to work with or had a bad falling out experience with?
I mean, not really. I mean, I've had moments with people. Like I got into a little back and forth with like Floyd Mayweather at one point, but you know, nothing serious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nothing serious. You know, G Herbo recently, he's a younger guy. I booked him for something. It was a little tension. Even on Clubhouse, I just had a little thing with 21 Savage. It's like I don't, you know, on your way to the top, you can't take nothing personal. I don't take stuff personal like that because, you know what I'm saying, I'm outside too. You feel me? And like I'm accessible, so I'm always ready to protect myself. So if anybody want to play them type of games at that level, it's, you know, that's a different space that I just be like ignoring a lot of stuff. But yeah, nah, these guys, they don't, but I'll just not book somebody. I'd be like, nah, I don't want to book that guy. Yeah. But most of the time, it don't even really be artists. It be like DJs and shit. Like DJs just, I don't know. They be too like, damn, boy. You know, like you ain't even, but they show up like master DJ of all time. Like, nigga, all right, he's not getting booked again, you know, so.
I feel that. Yeah. So dating, you probably have a lot of options because you're like the LA King promoter.
Yeah.
How is dating right now?
It's cool. I've been talking to this one chick right now recently. It's cool.
So you're off the market. You're single.
No, I'm not.
Like,
Yeah,
dating.
you know, even if
it's like COVID times too. So it's like, where's it at?
Even if I was to be in a relationship, it would probably be an open relationship. I don't think monogamy is like a real thing for me.
Have you done that type of relationship before in the past?
Like had multiple girls. I've never been in a relationship.
You haven't, no relationships, no girlfriends ever?
No.
Interesting.
No, by choice.
Because of work?
Yeah, I'm just
or there just hasn't been somebody that's
you know,
been like,
you know, when I was 18, I was riding around in LA with a Lamborghini.
Riding around and getting it?
Living in the mansion. I was like, I'm gonna fuck everything moving. Like that was my plan at that age. And then I fell off and was broke living in my car. I'm like, I don't want no girlfriend. I'm broke as fuck, like living in my car. Then I was like on the come up getting money, and then I started to get like a lot of money as a 20-something year old. And I'm like, I just wanna fuck all the bitches. I don't wanna be tied down to somebody. And now I'm 32, it's more feasible. You know what I'm saying? It might be something that's like, all right, I could get me and two, I just want people to take me more serious. I don't want to be put in this box of like the fun guy all the time. Like, you know, I do got businesses. I am, you know, writing and trying to create something outside of the persona that I gave people. But at the same time, I don't want to like be like forced into this like, oh, you own me and I own you and therefore you can't. You know, I tell people this, like my girlfriend, whatever we call a whore, right? Like a hoe or promiscuous woman, I'm probably gonna marry that girl. I don't really want to be with the goody two shoes.
Square bear.
Yeah, I don't. You know what I'm saying? And
doesn't really mesh with your lifestyle? In some
it's just not, you know, like I'd rather a girl who's been in the mix. I don't look at like, oh, you slept with these people or something. Like that's not a bad thing to me. That's just like That's what you did. Now, if I fall in love with a girl who had one partner, all right, whatever. But I'm saying I don't think it's likely, you know what I'm saying? Because they won't really understand my life and
you don't
how
have
it is.
substance to your life to really understand like all the walks of what's going on. Because I feel like you kind of have to have experience to be in any relationship, especially since yourself, if you kind of had the willpower and the strength to be like, okay, I may not have myself together right now all the way for a relationship in your eyes, but it's like, let me get all these things in together. And like in doing that, it like evolves your taste in women, what you really will put up with and do like that. And you also see your friends and your peers, what they have to go through. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's a lot of deterred moments.
It's a bad, man, it's a beautiful place. Worst place to find a wife.
LA?
LA.
Why is that?
It's like whatever you want and desire, you can get it here. Like you can just, if you fantasize about different celebrities and stuff, you're gonna meet those guys here and actually sleep with them. If you love money a lot, you're gonna get a lot of it here. You know, if you love a lot of drugs, you're gonna do a lot of it here. And I have the luxury of being a fly on the wall a lot because I'm like a lot of times I'm a necessity in Hollywood, or I was for a long time. Like, we need Sincere. He's the guy, you know, so I wasn't even looked at as like a person looking at people. I'm part of the scene. I'm part of the movie. Like, he's just in the movie.
You're a moving part of what makes it go, that vehicle.
I'm in it. So it's like, if Sincere sees something to people they don't like, that's just Sincere. He says he sees everything. And because I see everything, like, women are so comfortable with just like doing being everything. Their true version of themselves. I'm like, nah, this is crazy. Like,
you're all not for me.
Yeah, like, I don't want to, you know. And then you get to even the ones who are still very private and guarded, you're able to read people very well. And when you deal with a lot of people, it's like, I've seen this before. Like, I don't know you, but I know you. I've seen this whole
that type of personality.
Yeah, I see everything. Everything.
Sure.
I already know where this is going. Like, I'll literally meet a girl and be like, all right, she got like 2 years before she's back to
I know exactly what you mean, because like, you see the same with me. It was different as far as like going to different strip clubs everywhere, but it's like you see the same type of version in each state and just kind of variations of what it is.
Yeah, the loud one, you know, the quirky one, the one who's friends with everyone, the one who wants to fuck everyone. You're like, I know what this is. And she's gonna survive, but she's gonna be burnt out in a year. Like, you just know,
she's
like,
gonna be pregnant by
she's gonna get pregnant by an athlete. She's gonna get, you know, and you just
she's
kinda
getting dogged out. She's gonna get married and then somebody
for sure.
She's
like
gonna move back home.
Oh yeah, when COVID gets done and outside's back open, it's gonna be half the girls is gonna been left. They didn't survive. They're not good swimmers.
They didn't survive.
Nah, they're gonna be gone. They can go back to their parents' house and it's over.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Private Talk, I hope that you are liking this episode. I know I am. Make sure that you comment and subscribe. We're going to take a little bit of a break and then get to Truth with Texas.
There it is.
All right, Private Talk, we are back and we are ready to play Truth with Texas. We've got 4 cards here. We're going to pick each one, and each suit is a different type of question.
Oh, what's up?
Let's go.
Oh, I'm just grabbing one card?
One at a time.
All right.
I see you're greedy over there. You want all the cards at a time. Ace of.
Oh, this is the Ace of Hearts.
Ace of Hearts is a romantic question. Would you consider yourself a romantic?
I think so. Yeah. Although I'm not really a relationship person, I want to create everlasting impressions on people. So if I'm fucking you, I'm gonna do something for you like we're actually in a relationship. You know
Does that mean like you're cash shopping someone, taking them to
Oh yeah, that's
spa?
nothing. That's
that was one of somebody's love languages
things,
was the cash app.
Yeah, that's small though. That's like a small thing to a big fish.
A small gesture.
Yeah.
What's your favorite romantic comedy? Or favorite romantic movie? It doesn't have to be a comedy.
Yeah, favorite romantic movie. Basic Instinct knowledge.
Tells you what kind of person that's going on.
I like Hitch a lot. I like that movie.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
I like
Will Smith. I think he's dope.
Breast or butts?
Breast.
Morning sex or at night?
Night. With the lights on.
Lights on.
Yeah.
Freaky. I like it.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'd be more concerned if someone's like, turn the lights off.
Yeah, I like the lights on. It could be moody lights, but I want to see. I don't want no darkness.
How long have you gone without having sex?
I mean, I take breaks. Right now, I'm taking a break from sex, so I haven't had sex in like 3 weeks, and I'm probably gonna go to the end of the month.
I thought you were gonna be like 3 months. So I was like, 3 weeks is not that long of a thing, but it's long enough because it's like, you know, you're over that like hump.
Yeah. But I fast every year during Ramadan, so I always take 30 days.
So are you having no sex and no masturbating too, or just
Nothing?
Nothing.
Yeah, no sex, no watching porn, none of that shit.
What's your favorite porn search?
Gangbangs.
Midgets.
Nah, I don't like that shit.
Lesbian porn. Anal.
Nah.
Midgets.
If I do watch porn, you know what I'm saying? I don't watch like porn stars. It'd be like
it's what like they call amateur stuff.
Yeah, like amateur, like the new girl. You know what I'm saying?
It's like somebody's cousin in like Kentucky.
Like a bad bitch we never like there's just and the nigga done set his camera up and he's like, I'm about to fuck Jessica, my fucking brother's ex-girlfriend.
Like my stepsister
or some shit,
or
yeah,
some
like,
crazy outlandish thing.
It's some weird shit, yeah.
Are you a sexter?
Nah, I won't know.
FaceTime sex.
I like that.
FaceTime sex is where it's at.
The texting, I like, just get on.
But
FaceTime.
I mean, it's like sometimes. I mean, I feel like some people abuse FaceTime these days. Like, FaceTime should be like you should be a forewarning before.
Why do people say that? I FaceTime people as soon as I get their number.
See, I don't know. I just feel like it's super like intrusive. Like, I need to know when someone like, what if I look ratchet as hell and I don't want to look at somebody in FaceTime?
Don't answer.
But then I feel like, what if I want to talk to you, but I don't want to like see you?
Call back regular.
Yeah. Then I just forget, and then it just gets.
See,
played
you
out.
Overthinking that shit. You got a
boyfriend.
You got a boyfriend.
I have no boyfriend.
That's why you think too much.
That is a big problem of mine. But you know, I think there's probably another list of reasons why I'm not single either. But I feel like when the right time comes, it'll come.
Nah, facts. Yeah.
All right. Next question.
Let's see what we got. Another ace.
They're all gonna be aces. They're gonna be suits or different. So it's a club, and it's a kinky question.
All right.
Let's see. Have you ever been tied up?
No.
Have you ever tied somebody up?
No. I've like held there
with your hands.
Yeah.
Like held them down. Have you ever been attracted to your partner's or best friend, but you never had a partner, so it doesn't really matter for you?
Nah, I pretty much get what I want most of the time.
Have you fucked best friends before and them not know it? For sure.
Without them knowing?
Yeah. Or was it just like a team collaboration?
I'm sure I have. I don't know. This is Hollywood, and who's best friends for real?
That's true. It's a very, very gray area. Yeah, I see where you're going. It's like weaving in and out of traffic.
Like, we're cool, but we went on a trip with her and James Harden.
But did you really friends with her?
Yeah, like, whatever.
Do you love quickies or do you like long sessions?
Both. You know, I don't mind a quickie. I don't mind a, you know.
Do you like giving or receiving?
Receiving.
Are you a giver, though?
For sure.
So you're not going to be too selfish. You just want to be received first.
It's not a first or nothing. You know, for me, it's like a vibe. You know what I'm saying? I gotta want to eat your pussy. Like, it gotta be like, oh, this bitch, I just love her energy. Like,
but is it like after club, you know, eating pussy, or you're gonna be like, bitch, you need to go take a shower and eating pussy?
I've never eaten a pussy after a nightclub.
Never. Will it ever happen? Never say never.
You know. You know, shit happens.
Do you like role playing?
I never tried it. I never been in a relationship long enough for that. Like, you know, There's never been one girl like out there that's been like tried to like force you into a relationship. Man, I had this one girl do some super. It was weird. Like she was Egyptian or something, and like we kissing and shit, and I'm about to fuck her, and she like does like a dance, like she does like a strip dance or like a like a fucking Egyptian like a belly dancer type thing. Like she before she fucked me, it was weird as fuck. Like
Were you turned on or not?
I was weird. I was weird. I'm just because we about to fuck and I'm ready, and then she gets up and like starts doing like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, and it's like a 15-minute, and I'm just sitting there like dick hanging out. Like
I'd be like, bitch, come here.
like what's going on? Like, and I just felt I had to wait and see because it just looked like she had to do it.
So what happened?
I mean, I fucked her.
Was it good? Was it dance?
It was all right. It wasn't even. Yeah, it was like you did all that shit and it wasn't even. It was cool.
You wasted all your energy for all of that shit. You could have
dancing like a snake, and you could have just
Shakira
came in. You know.
How funny. Ace of Spades. It's a naughty question.
Big jump.
What is your favorite sexual position?
I mean, it depends on the body type. You know, if you got good curves, yeah, I want to hit it from the back. Good curves and a good arch.
Okay.
But if you just like, you know, not your curve ain't really, and you got some nice titties, I want chest to chest.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Are you coming on the chest?
I like coming in bitches' faces though.
I thought you were gonna say I like coming in bitches. I'm like, that's probably not a good idea.
No.
We're in LA.
Nah.
Abort mission.
I be liking to see like that little last. You know, my thing be this, like, I just want to dog you. You know, when I'm having sex with a woman, I want to give her. You're not gonna forgive me.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
dog her in the sense of like you're gonna fuck her so good
Yeah.
that she's gonna be like, motherfucker broke my back.
Yeah. I want to fuck the shit out of you, and I want to like. I don't want to say degrade, but I definitely want to like.
You choke, spit, all those things.
Yeah, I wanted to be like.
You're dominant.
Yeah, I want to see like, cause if it go bad, I want to see you somewhere and be like, nah, I did the worst to her. I don't even, you know, like see you with another nigga, like. See,
You're like, well, you can have her. I already fucking knocked that bitch
in my mind,
out.
yeah, like I'm like, I mean, I did this night. There's no way he's gonna outdo what I did. So,
would you consider yourself a jealous person then? Because I'm
Nah,
sure
I'm
that
not.
you've had, you know, obviously you're in the nightlife scene. There's other girls that have been quote unquote passed around from people.
Yeah.
So it's like, does that ever make you feel jealous?
I lost my innocence when I was 17 on tour. You know, like before I came to Hollywood, I was on tour, so I seen it all already.
Yeah.
Like.
Behind the scenes,
I seen,
the nitty gritty of
I
like
seen
all the
fucking girls like, oh my God, they'll sit talk to me like, I love you. I'm not that type of girl. Da, 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 da. And then a fucking rapper would walk in and they just
sucking the dick right away,
instantly, like in your face, like, what happened? I thought you was. Oh my God, this is the only celebrity I said if I met this guy.
It's
like,
just the only time I've ever
Yeah.
done it. If you hear
Usually
that,
I
it's
don't
kind of
do
like
this, but-
that's not the case.
Yeah, so.
Guys and girls though, I feel like it could be both ways. Have you ever made a woman squirt?
For sure.
What is your technique?
To make her squirt, I think the woman makes herself squirt.
No, you got to be a willing participant. There's
I
a
mean-
move that you do. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I don't really like fingers. Like I'm
So you've done it from your dick.
yeah, just fucking.
That's talent. I don't
It's-
have one, so I can't do that.
you don't
But
got-
squirting is like it's a whole like it's like wet and everywhere.
Yeah, I think a bitch gotta really like you, and it's already be soaking, and then it's when you fucking her,
Then it's on.
it's on. I never like did a.
Finger trick.
Yeah, I made a woman squirt from eating out though.
I got moves you've never seen before, sincere.
With the squirting and shit.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, with your fingers.
Yeah. These fingers are magical.
But you make yourself squirt. You saying you could make a woman squirt?
Yes.
I mean, that's I'm
a motherfucking G.
you a woman.
Not all women can do it. Diamond, it's a spicy question, which they're all a little spicy.
Yes, ma'am.
Craziest place you've ever had sex?
Craziest or like best? Like
Both.
the craziest place I probably fucked was like in Macy's. You know what I'm saying?
Macy's, like a dressing room?
Nah, like out in the open on the 9th floor.
What's that? Macy's in the 9th floor?
The furniture section.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's epic. That's epic.
In Chicago, when I was a shorty,
You didn't get caught.
we did get caught.
Oh,
That's
shit.
why I was even more like, what the fuck?
Did you get kicked out of Macy's?
Well, we was kids, so they kind of let us, they just gave us a slap on the wrist. So my sexual appetite is weird now because I need scenery now to really enjoy it, like to the max.
Okay.
I need to be like. That's why I travel a lot.
Like as far as like being like you said, boats or like
Yeah,
outside
it gotta be,
or like
yeah.
on the ocean or like
on the
like
beach in the fucking mansion, but you could see the view. Like, you know, like everything now is like it gotta be a memory attached.
Gotta be
to
a
it.
movie.
Yeah, it gotta be visually stimulating. Like even for example, I was in Vegas and I you know, I had a nice suite and I'm fucking this girl and just something wasn't right. It was, you know, and I'm like, let's go by the window. You know what I'm saying? And like, and I could see the Vegas Strip and I just went crazy.
You're like, woo!
Yeah.
Go.
It's like more than, cause I think, man, like once you have you have sex with a certain, it's kind of like how we saying, like, I met this girl before. It doesn't matter. It's like, I had this body before.
Yeah.
So now you need something more.
It needs to be entertained. Like for me, it's like sexual thing is about energy. So it's like, I don't want to be the same person with every person.
Exactly.
It's like different things. So if it takes a fucking fireworks, fucking
something.
building.
I like that though. Maybe I should fuck a girl and
fireworks
have like
are my thing. I like fireworks.
Have like a fireworks show.
Yeah,
while I'm fucking her.
that'd be fun because it's like the popping sensation and orgasm, and it's just like magic. See, we're on to something.
I like that.
How many girls have you had sex with at one time?
Like my biggest orgy.
There's been multiple. I like.
Yeah. Man, my fucking birthday was crazy.
Which birthday? The one where you flew out of the ceiling?
My 30. I'm Turks and Kinko. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Kinkos, look.
Turks
you
and
said
Kinks.
Kinko.
Turks and Kinks.
That's mean you're a kinky motherfucker.
And,
Sincere, I love it.
You know what I'm saying? I did a 6-piece. You know, that was the.
I like how you talk it like it's like chicken. I need a 6-piece.
Yeah, 6-piece spicy. 6-piece spicy, you know, hot sauce and ketchup.
There's a lot of legs, thighs, and it all.
Yeah, it was a good scenario right there. That was a good scenario.
How can you handle all 6 women?
Everybody's doing their job. Everybody's participating.
So they were doing things to themselves
Everybody
too.
with each other.
That's hot.
Everybody's participating.
I'm a visual person too, because like for me, it's like I'm like picturing like the girls, and then the guy. It's like centipede, but human centipede.
It's a vibe. And two, this is what I'll tell you, young guys, man, out here trying to sleep with all these women. Sometimes you gotta sit back and let them do their thing too when you in there. You don't think you gotta sit back and watch for a little second too. Yeah, and just relax and then you get back in. It's about pacing yourself, you know. Don't think you just a man.
You gotta crawl before you walk.
Yeah, you gotta pace yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you know the pace is going to keep you going. But if you try to just think you finna jackhammer everything,
nothing like the Energizer Bunny, and you fail.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
Then you're like, that shit was whatever. It was cool. It wasn't.
Wasn't that great?
I want to be remembered. If you notice everything we talked about today, I want to be remembered. So even when I'm sleeping with a woman, I want to be remembered.
That's awesome, though. That's a good thought process to have, is because that's what makes you so great in everything that you do. It's like you're not just doing it to be mediocre. You're doing it to be remembered.
Facts.
I love that. Well,
Legacy.
Thank you so much, Sincere, for taking the time and coming on the Private Talk Couch. I hope that you had an amazing time. Please let us know where we can find you on your social medias, websites.
Yeah, Sincere Show on everything. So Clubhouse, Instagram, sincereshow.com, YouTube, fucking whatever, Pinterest. You know what I mean?
You heard it, Private Talk. Make sure you go support and follow. And if I'm not invited to the next party, I'm going to be offended.
Nah, we're going to see if you pop out. I don't know if you're ready for this. We gonna see.
I don't know if you're ready for me.
All right, we're going to see.
Pop out. You're going to be like, oh, Miss Texas is here. Oh, shit.
That's right.
All right, tune in next time. Thanks for listening, Private Talk. Until next time.
If you a boss, you got to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below.